Here's how I found my son's school when we moved to New York City. And this is a completely sane, normal way, and not the I stalked someone that I used to work with when I was 16 years old to see what school they went to because I was so impressed by them. Edition. This is a completely regular and normal. So I use this website niche. I've used this website for years to find schools, and what I do is after I've decided what community that I want to live in, I Google search best schools in this particular community or neighborhood. And then from there, I look at each individual schools. After I put the filters on, I filter specifically for public schools because they do include like charter schools and private schools, but I put the filters on for public schools, and then I look at each individual schools in that community to look at their proficiencies, to see what their reading levels are, to see what they're graded. I try not to look for any schools that have less than a B plus, really an A or an A minus, but I'm open to a B plus. From there, when I decide, okay, I want to look at this particular school, I'll copy and paste the zip code and Google search for rent based on this zip code. And then I just look at all the units in that particular neighborhood. So that's how I found my son's school, and that's how I found our apartment. Once I narrowed it down to the particular school, I Google searched units in that zip code, and then I found my building. You can add filters. I looked for a doorman. I just so happened to end up in a building that had a plethora of other amenities, but I was specifically looking for something with a doorman and an elevator. And so that's just a simple way. After I did all my research and I decided on a school, I called the school to find out what the requirements were to see what I needed. Again, New York City does have enrollment help. You can go to this site and they will help you get enrolled in your particular zone. But I also believe that New York City is one of the few places where you can enroll your child in any public school in the city. I just thought that it made more sense for us to be in our community. So that's how I found my son's school, the completely normal way and not the other way.